Why on earth do consumers actively ignore clear, mathematical advantages when spending thousands of USD of their hard-earned money? It's honestly one of the most fascinating contradictions in the tech hardware world, and today, we're gonna untangle it.
Literally 90%. Think about that for a second. If you pull 10 random PC builders off the street right now, 9 of them are going home with an Nvidia graphics card. In some global markets, that number creeps even higher, closer to 9.5 out of 10. We are looking at a near total monopoly in the consumer mindset.
And this creates a glaring paradox. See, AMD gives you a cheaper price tag, way more VRAM for your textures, and measurably better raw gaming performance. Yet Nvidia is the one sitting on an overwhelming 90% market dominance. Why are we crowning a winner that mathematically charges you more for less raw muscle?
To solve this mystery, we've got to look at Section 1, Raw Muscle versus Ecosystem. Let's look at the price to performance matrix. When we compare cards in the exact same tier, say putting AMD's RX 7900 XT head-to-head against Nvidia's RTX 4070 Ti, AMD operates as pure, unadulterated muscle. They consistently offer significant financial savings, usually giving you a solid 100 to 200 USD price advantage for the exact same class of hardware.
And when you strip away the software smoke and mirrors and look purely at the hardware, the truth is undeniable. In raw gaming performance, what we call pure rasterization with no software tricks involved, AMD mathematically wins. At the exact same price point, AMD just pushes higher raw frame rates, period.
But here's the catch. You aren't just buying a piece of silicon. You are buying into the ecosystem trap. Nvidia operates like a massive digital Swiss Army knife. They bundle proprietary software, cutting-edge AI tools, and superior upscaling tech. And once you enter that ecosystem and start relying on those specific tools, you find it nearly impossible to ever leave.
Before we dig into the deep tech powering that ecosystem, though, let's look at Section 2, Breaking the Driver Myth. We need to bury a bias that is honestly 5 to 7 years out of date. The idea of AMD driver instability is a complete myth in the modern era. Today, they provide a remarkably stable experience. Meanwhile, Nvidia actually suffers from frequent, frustrating bugs themselves, especially if you're trying to run newer drivers on older cards.
This myth also totally ignores the day-to-day user experience. For the average person, AMD's Adrenalin interface is sleek, modern, and genuinely pleasant to navigate. Contrast that with Nvidia's control panel, which remains cluttered, confusing, and relies on these archaic menus that feel like they haven't been updated in a decade.
So if AMD has the superior raw power, the cheaper prices, and great software, who's actually leveraging it? Welcome to Section 3, AMD's secret console dominance.
Here is the ultimate validation of AMD's raw gaming capabilities. The PlayStation 4, the PS5, the brand new PS5 Pro, the Steam Deck, the ROG Ally X. The absolute titans of dedicated gaming hardware rely entirely on AMD silicon. For pure, optimized gaming, the highest levels of the industry have already chosen AMD.
All right, so if the console market loves AMD, why does the PC market religiously stick to Nvidia? Let's check out Section 4, Deep Tech, AI, and Upscaling.
We have to compare upscaling tech, the software magic that makes your games run faster. Now, AMD's FSR 4.1 has massively improved its sharpness and proudly supports the RX 7000 series. It is incredibly close to matching Nvidia right now. However, Nvidia's DLSS still holds the absolute crown. When it comes to rendering extremely fine visual details and utilizing advanced multi-frame generation, Nvidia is simply a step ahead. But the real bottleneck for AMD lies in proprietary architecture, specifically CUDA-X and ray tracing. NVIDIA's dedicated ray tracing cores and their massive CUDA-X library are fundamentally essential if you want to render complex 3D lighting environments or run intensive local AI models. Which brings us to the productivity ecosystem. This is where NVIDIA aggressively, undeniably wins. If your daily workflow involves Adobe Premiere Pro, DaVinci Resolve, Photoshop, or you're running local AI like Comfy UI, Stable Diffusion, or Ollama, NVIDIA's engine drastically outperforms AMD. Because software developers have optimized for NVIDIA's libraries for years, an NVIDIA card isn't just an option here, it's practically a mandatory tool for modern creators. Okay, we've covered the muscle, the myths, and the deep tech. Let's make this actionable. Section 5, your perfect GPU match. It's time to stop asking which brand is universally better. Instead, we need to use a jobs-to-be-done framework. Step 1, define your primary task. Are you strictly a gamer, or are you a hybrid creator? Step 2, Check your exact budget constraints. And step 3, lock in your ecosystem based entirely on those 2 factors. So, the final choice actually becomes remarkably clear. On one side, we have the pure gamer. If you're building a sub-1200 USD PC strictly for gaming and you demand the highest raw frames per second for your dollar, buy AMD. On the other side, we have the hybrid user. If you game, but you also tinker with AI or edit video in Premiere Pro, you literally have to buy Nvidia. The math is pretty clear, but the psychology of the market is definitely complex. I'll leave you with this explainer's final provocative thought. When you build your next machine, are you buying a graphics card strictly for the games you want to play today, or are you buying into the ecosystem you might be trapped in tomorrow? Think about what you really need and build smart.
If you enjoy this video, please like, share, subscribe and hit the bell to the later update from my channel. Thank you for watching till the end and see you in the next video.